Hello, and a warm welcome to the English with Confidence podcast. I'm your host, Eric, and today we have a heartwarming episode titled My Wonderful Family, Learn Family Vocabulary in English. Joining me is Ruby. Ready to dive into the world of family words, Ruby?
Absolutely, Eric. Family is a universal theme, and understanding related vocabulary helps learners connect on a personal level. I'm excited to unpack these terms and stories with you today.
Let's set the stage for our listeners. Whether you're learning English to talk about your own family or understand stories about others, today's vocabulary will be invaluable. Let's jump right in. To start, many learners know words like mother, father, brother, and sister. But the concept of family can be much broader, right, Ruby?
Exactly, Eric. In English, family can encompass grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, and even close friends, sometimes referred to as chosen family. This flexibility reflects cultural changes and personal connections.
That's so true. Some cultures use a single word for extended relatives, while English has distinct terms. For example, a cousin could mean someone very close in age, or from a distant branch of the family tree.
Right, and that's why it's important to understand context. The word relative is a handy umbrella term, while immediate family refers just to parents and siblings.
Let's focus on the immediate family. We all know mother and father, but what about variations like mom, dad, or even stepmom and stepdad?
Great question. Informal terms like mom and dad are used in daily conversation, while mother and father sound more formal. Stepmom or stepdad refers to a parent's new spouse, not your biological parent.
And words like half-brother or half-sister describe siblings who share one biological parent. These distinctions can be crucial in family stories or legal documents.
Exactly. It's also common to use affectionate nicknames, such as sis for sister or bro for brother, especially among younger speakers.
Now, moving beyond the nuclear family, let's dive into the extended family. Ruby, could you explain the different types of aunts, uncles, and cousins?
Certainly. In English, uncle refers to your parent's brother, and aunt is your parent's sister. However, many English speakers also use aunt and uncle for close family friends as a sign of respect or affection.
That's a lovely tradition. And with cousins, there's even more variety: first cousins, second cousins, and so on. For instance, your first cousin is the child of your aunt or uncle.
Exactly, and a second cousin is the child of your parent's cousin. Some families keep detailed family trees to track these relationships, especially at big reunions.
Let's move up a generation: grandparents and even great-grandparents. Why do you think these terms are so important in English conversations, Ruby?
Grandparents are often central figures in family life and storytelling. English uses grandmother and grandfather, but there are also affectionate terms like grandma, grandpa, or regionally, nana and papa.
And don't forget great-grandmother and great-grandfather for those extra-generational connections. It's fascinating how these words stack up to show lineage.
Definitely. For example, Queen Elizabeth II was a great-great-grandmother, a fact often referenced in royal family discussions.
Family structures have evolved. Can we discuss in-laws and blended families and how English vocabulary adapts to these changes?
Absolutely. Mother-in-law and father-in-law refer to your spouse's parents, while son-in-law and daughter-in-law are your children's spouses. With blended families, we see more stepbrothers, stepsisters, and sometimes half-siblings.
It's interesting that some families invent their own terms or use first names to keep things simple, especially in multicultural households.
That's true. Language evolves to reflect relationships, and new vocabulary emerges as family structures diversify.
Let's talk about nicknames in terms of endearment. Why do families invent unique names for each other, and how does English handle this?
Nicknames like Pumpkin or Buddy build intimacy and reflect personality. In English, you might hear Gramps for grandfather or Auntie Roo instead of Aunt Ruby. These forms personalize relationships and can even be passed down generations.
Some families go beyond English, blending in words from heritage languages like abuela for grandmother or nono for grandfather. It really shows how dynamic family language can be.
Absolutely. These hybrid vocabularies celebrate family heritage while fostering a sense of belonging.
Now, let's put family vocabulary into real-life scenarios. For example, how would you introduce your relatives at a family gathering in English?
You could say, "This is my cousin Sarah, and that's my Uncle Tom." Introducing by relationship clarifies connections, especially at large gatherings. It's common to add fun details, like, "Uncle Tom makes the world's best barbecue."
And if you're meeting someone's family for the first time, polite greetings like, "Nice to meet you, Mrs. Johnson" are important, especially with in-laws or elders.
Exactly. It's not just about knowing the words, but also understanding the social context in which they're used.
Family vocabulary isn't just about names. English is full of idioms like, "The apple doesn't fall far from the tree." What do these expressions reveal about how we view family?
Such idioms highlight family traits and values. Runs in the family means a characteristic is passed down. Another favorite, like father, like son, shows how children often resemble their parents in behavior or appearance.
Some expressions even reflect challenges. Black sheep of the family refers to someone who's different from the rest. These phrases add color and depth to conversations.
Indeed, learning them helps English learners sound more natural and understand cultural attitudes toward family.
Let's explore how family vocabulary appears in popular culture. Can you share examples from movies or TV shows that illustrate these terms in action?
Of course. In The Simpsons, the family structure Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie offers perfect examples of nuclear family vocabulary. Meanwhile, shows like Modern Family showcase blended and extended families, adding step relations and in-laws.
Movies like Encanto highlight multi-generational families with characters referred to as abuela, cousin, or aunt in both English and Spanish. It's a rich resource for learning how family words are used naturally.
Exactly. Observing dialogue in entertainment can help learners recognize nuanced uses of family vocabulary and idioms in context.
As we wrap up, let's share some practical tips. How can listeners effectively learn and remember all these family terms?
One strategy is to create a family tree with English labels for each member. This visual aid reinforces relationships and vocabulary. You can also practice by describing your family aloud or writing short stories.
Listening to podcasts, watching movies, or even playing games like Guess Who in English can make learning fun and interactive.
Absolutely. And don't hesitate to ask native speakers about their family traditions or favorite idioms. It's a great way to deepen both language skills and cultural understanding.
Thank you, Ruby, and thanks to our listeners for joining us today. Remember, mastering family vocabulary is a step toward confident, heartfelt English communication. Until next time on the English with Confidence podcast, keep practicing